Hey, this is Herb Hill, and welcome to Producer Points. You listen, it is an honor and a privilege to see y'all again. We on episode number 17. We're not playing around. We're not playing no games. It is 2024. Listen, I have this special guest. His name is Martin Blockson. He's a phenomenal producer. He's a phenomenal saxophonist and multi-instrumentalist. But I want to share a story of mine first before we go and talk to my friend Dr. Martin Blockson. He shares his testimony. Back in 1999, I was in a situation where a pastor, he asked me to play for him for about 5 days for a revival. And so I played that revival, brought my equipment, left it over, this, that, and the other, singing praise and worship, playing and this, that, and the other. And, he kept saying every night, man, we're going to take care of you real good. We're going to take care of you real good. And I said, okay. So I believed him. And, at the end of the service, the bishop, he got the one that was running the revival. He got this big old envelope about this big, you know what I'm saying? And it was huge. I was like, man, hey, you got paid. So then the next person got a little something, a little evangelist. And then they gave me this big box. And in that box, it was a box in that box. I opened it up. In that box was another box. And in that box was another box. And in that box, it was another box. And when I got to the last box, guess what's in that box? It was a salt and pepper shaker from Dollar General. And I was like, man, are you serious? So the following Friday, that was the Friday, but the following Monday, he says to me, man, I need you to come do a revival for me. I said, bro, I ain't doing nothing for you. But here's the thing. If I had a contract, I would have never been in that situation. Listen, one of the hot topics that we're dealing with right now on the internet is producers should get paid. But I'm talking about gospel musicians. Should they be paid? According to Nehemiah 13:5, this is producer points, but I'm helping the church musician out. Listen, I am a preacher. It is what it is. In Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 5, it says it talks about that the offering, the tithe goes to the high priest or the pastor, the doorkeeper or the security, and then the praise and worship leader or the minstrel. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes either a pastor don't have a revelation, or they're just straight up evil. Okay, let's call it what it is. But in any situation, you should have a contract, okay? And that's what my boy Blockson is going to be talking about today. He's going to be running pretty much this show, and I just thank him for allowing this footage to come our way. Just take a pause, listen to it, and I come back with some commentary.
Hello, this is Martin Blockson. Dressed up today because I had to go to court to take a raggedy client to court over breach of contract. Now, the reason why I'm posting this video is to encourage musicians. One, always have a contract. Never back down. If your contract states that you should get paid before you play, stick to it. No mercy, especially for Christians and folks with these LLCs. They have companies everywhere that try to hide. They try to be slick and, whatever all that mess that they do in the name of Jesus. But I would like to encourage you that once you have your contract signed, and if they find some way to get around it before you play, and you show a little mercy and say, okay, well, we'll talk to it after, we'll handle it after. No, it's always hard to get money for things that once people have what they want, it's hard to get them to pay for it. So, and most musicians are afraid or just don't want to be bothered with the court system. It may not be enough money. For me, as the principal, and use your contract. Number one. Two, play the contract. If you're supposed to start at 7, you start 7 on the dot. And and 3, always go to court. And what happened was they had postured all the way up. They had over 2 months to get it taken care of. And anyway, I prevailed because This fool calls me up at the 11th hour this morning trying to negotiate. And I told him that I was not willing to negotiate. So he was like, well, you want to take this money, you must not want nothing. And I said, no, I really don't at this point, but I'll see you in court or you won't. Well, the guy was out of town, lives out of town up in Chester County. And I think they were probably shocked because I found their home address to have them served. But don't play with Blockson. I'm every bit of Willie Blockson's son. I'm a little bit crazy. But I chose to use the court system, and it works. So, if you guys, even if it's a small gig, always do paperwork. None of this verbal stuff, no handshakes, because this same man shook my hand at the end of the concert or at the end of the event and promised to pay it the next day. Well, first of all, for some people, a signed contract means no more. It's not even better than toilet paper. Might as well have been written on toilet paper and doo-doo. So, hold their feet to the fire, never give up, and stick it to them in court. Hope you guys have a great day. And, inbox me if you need a copy of a contract or whatever. And I'll be willing, I can give you a template. And, keep fighting, musicians. Always, everything done in integrity. And, you always win out in the end. Have a great day.
Man, oh man, it don't get no realer than that. Listen, whether you secular, whether you a gospel musician, playing for a church, you need a contract. I'm just saying, because I've seen, listen, I want you to listen to me closely when I say this. I've seen it. I've been playing for over 32 years and I've seen it all. I've been had by people coming to my studio, being had by me going to other people's studio. And guess what? It was a word, but sometimes people's words is not good enough. You got to have a contract. And that's the greatest thing about being a producer. If you have a contract, if you're a musician, if you have a contract, you keep people accountable. We're living in the last days, y'all, and some people just don't have no integrity. But one thing about it, the laws will make people accountable. And so with that being said, this is the end of episode number 17. 18 is coming at you soon. I thank you for the likes, shares, and subscribes, and we'll see you on the next Producer Points. You be blessed.